This is Case.
Mr. Case, do you really think you can end my reign so easily? You are just, how do you say it, a hiccup. And if you hold your breath long enough, Mr. Case, hiccups vanish. Or you just choke to death.
Listen here, you kraut bastard.
That didn't sound like a man on the run.
No, it didn't.
He's not scared.
No. He's building something. When a hunted man calls his hunter, it isn't fear, it's confidence. And confidence comes from structure. Just in Case in Bulletproof, Part 3.
Shadows rise in the dead of night. Steel is forged for a right reborn. Secret fires a world in sight. Power shaped where the weak are torn. They're chasing iron, they're chasing fate. A metal strong enough to dominate. It's bulletproof, it won't break through. I'll stop the storm before it moves. If they want the world in chains tonight, they'll have to get past me and my fight.
Justin and Frida decide that the best place to find some answers is with a person who works both sides of the law. Special Agent and the temporary police captain, Marshall Sundance.
Marshall, I just got a call from...
Sit down.
That tone usually means paperwork or bodies.
Neither. Not yet. Army Signal Corps intercepted encrypted traffic last night. Military-grade cipher. Civilian relay routing.
German?
Partially. Here's what we got. Asset relocation confirmed. Phase 2 secured. Transfer before midnight. Rural site operational.
Asset?
That's not weapons.
No, it's a person.
What person?
A metallurgist, Professor Helmut von Goyox, former Reich Weapons Division. He created and perfected a special alloy, defected after the war. It's been hush-hush, kept under federal supervision.
Alloy?
Yes, he developed a high-density composite plating, capable of stopping high-velocity rounds.
Making it bulletproof. And let me guess, Hans wants to get his hands on him.
Right, Hans needs him for something big.
Okay then, so where is he now?
He isn't. Protective custody reported him missing at 0000 hours.
So you're thinking Hans grabbed him up?
So that's what relocation means.
Means something or someone is getting moved. And if the last fragment is accurate...
Transfer before midnight? Rural site operational? Transfer of what?
An asset.
Meaning?
You mean the alloy scientist?
Yes.
So if they plan on a move by midnight, we need to move quickly.
So rural site is where they've taken him.
That's our assumption.
Hans doesn't move without a system in place. He needs an infrastructure.
Right, and he doesn't repeat locations.
If he's transferring before midnight, it's temporary, a staging site.
Sounds like a farm or someplace outside the city.
Or something that looks like one.
Ciphers don't tell you everything. They tell you enough. And sometimes, enough is all you get.
We don't have the exact address. The location tag was buried inside the cipher key.
Then we don't wait for the address. We work the outskirts, the countryside.
County roads, old agricultural tracks, minimal traffic, no witnesses. You might have something there.
Justin, and if we're wrong?
Then we lose him. But if we're right, we catch Hans mid-move exactly where we want him.
Midnight was coming, and somewhere beyond the city lights, a rural site was already operational. County roads don't advertise themselves. They disappear. And when a man says rural site operational, he doesn't mean a postcard farmhouse. He means isolation. It was a fairly ordinary night when Justin Case and his partner Frida leave, two gumshoes on the prowl, who left the police precinct that late night to find Professor Helmut von Goyarts, metallurgist and former Reich Weapons Division scientist. It's true, there were dark storm clouds, heavy, black and pendulous, toward which they were driving. It's true also that the spare tire they were carrying was badly in need of some air. But they, being gumshoes on a mission on this night out, well, they were not going to let the fact that they had no idea where to look get in their way. On a night, it was a night they would remember for a very, very long time.
There, up ahead. Kill your lights and the engine.
2 vehicles.
Make it 3.
In the distance, they can see a rear barn door open with light spilling out. Justin and Frida quietly leave their car and make their way towards the barn as they use the brush for cover. As they get closer, they see no barking dogs, no porch lights, no farmers, just a barn with the doors open and men who didn't belong there. They're loading something.
Transfer before midnight.
We're on time.
Or too late.
Stay low, let's get closer. Over there behind those crates.
Inside the barn, the henchmen were preparing the shipment.
You do not understand what you are doing.
Move! Schnell!
By now, both Justin and Frida have positioned themselves much closer to the barn.
2 outside. At least 3 inside.
And Hans?
Don't see him, damn it, he's not here.
Leaders don't load trucks. They make sure trucks get loaded. Justin and Frida had their work cut out for them. Stop that truck and secure the professor.
We need to stop that truck and get the professor before they get away. On my count, we move. Ready. 3, 2.
They're moving.
Now, let's go!
They rush to the barn with guns loaded and drawn. They slam open the door. Gunfire erupts. Henchmen going for cover as bullets ring through the air. Bullets deflecting off the metal doors of the transport truck as it pulls out of the barn.
They've reinforced the truck doors.
The tires! Shoot the tires!
The truck swerves but keeps pushing.
It's still moving.
Damn it, it's plated!
It didn't penetrate.
It's gotta be that alloy the professor was developing. He must have shown them how to make it bulletproof.
Justin, behind you!
One of the henchmen sneaks up behind Justin and charges at him. During the wrestling match, Justin drops his gun. Justin and the henchman continue into a brutal fight with fists, elbows, and Justin struggling. The henchman towered over Justin. This man is no ordinary man. He was as tall as an oak tree and built like a tank. The henchman grabs Justin and spins him around, putting him into a chokehold.
American capitalist pig. This is what we do to pigs. Schlachtet sie ab. Slaughter them.
Justin has no chance as he starts turning blue, coughing and choking. As Justin takes his last breath, Frida fires. Henchman drops.
Justin, you okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine, but boy, oh boy, it feels like I was hit by a truck.
Come on, tough guy, brush it off. They're getting away.
Go, go!
They both rush outside. The truck is limping forward on a blown tire as sparks from the rim are scraping the road, but it keeps moving. Justin fires again, but the bullets ricochet off the side panel.
It's reinforced. How the hell do you stop something like that?
The truck disappears into darkness. The engine fades into the distance, and silence lands as both Justin and Frida stand there.
Well, We were right about the outskirts of town as the perfect hiding place.
Right or wrong doesn't matter now. We were late to this party. Transfer before midnight. Rural site operational. The cipher wasn't a warning. It was a clock. Come on, Frida. Let's take a look around. Maybe we can get a clue to where they are taking the professor. As they begin their search, the first thing they notice is a metal plating sample lying next to some crates. Justin picks it up and examines it closely. This is worse than I thought. He's already manufacturing.
Then we're not chasing a man anymore.
No, we're chasing infrastructure to world dominance. Hans got what he wanted, and he proved something. Bullets bounce. And when bullets bounce, men start believing they can't be stopped.
Justin, I think they're coming back. Listen, isn't that the truck?
Nope, that engine has the wrong sound, and it's growing louder. Not smooth, heavy pistons, hard throttle. As the sound gets louder, a single headlight cuts across the barn wall. A motorcycle skids slightly on gravel as it comes to a stop, and a boot hits the ground. The shine of the black helmet gleams mysteriously in the moonlight as the high-density security lights turn on. The stranger removes the helmet.
All right, where is he?
Rusty, he's gone. Rusty studies the road. She sees sparks still faint in the distance. She knows what that means.
You were close.
Close doesn't count. Only in horseshoes and hand grenades. Rusty walks past them, purposeful. Her boots echo as she walks. She spots the metal plating in Justin's hand and is curious.
Hey, Case, what's that you're holding?
Oh, this. I found it inside. I got a feeling it's the alloy the professor was working on. That truck they took him away in was coated with it, making it resistant to bullets. Justin lifts the metal sample. Rusty sees it. Stops. Not anger, just recognition.
Let me see that. No! It's impossible!
She removes one dagger from inside her jacket. Same dull gray finish. She presses it against the sample. Frida hears it. Justin sees it.
That's the same metal. It shouldn't exist. The Reich shut the project down in '44. Too unstable. Too dangerous to replicate.
Your blades?
Forged from stolen prototypes. The metallurgist who helped the resistance smuggled fragments out. He vanished before Berlin fell. If Hans has found a way to manufacture it, then someone preserved more than fragments.
Rusty walks back towards her bike, deep in thought. As she leaned up against her bike. Rusty didn't drive. She rode. Steel between her knees, fire between her hands. And now the metal she trusted was no longer hers alone. Rusty looks at her blade differently. For the first time with uncertainty.
If he's building compounds with this, no one will get through the walls.
Everything has a weakness.
Not when it's everywhere.
Okay then, we don't chase the truck. We find the forge. Rusty slowly sheathes her dagger as she looks at Justin.
Then I suggest you and your filly jump into your wheels and we ride.
Reinforced plating can stop a bullet. It can't stop physics. And a truck riding on a shredded tire doesn't run forever. Rusty rides ahead, slow and steady.
Justin, not sure I like her. What did she mean by calling me a filly? Do I look like a horse to you?
I was gonna say watch for sparks, but I think the real fireworks are happening right inside this car. Look ahead. Rusty slows down, pulls up next to Justin's driver's side window, and points.
Over there, near that abandoned fruit stand.
As they pull up, there sits the truck, its engine dead and smoking, its rear doors open and empty of any cargo or person. Justin and Frida get out of the car as Rusty follows to take a closer look.
They transferred him again. Justin, what are you doing?
As Justin kneels to the ground, he takes a hard look and touches the tire rims.
They haven't gone far. These rims are still smoking hot, so they've got to be close.
Justin, did you hear?
Shh, Frida. Someone's out there, in the woods.
They moved with the silence of shadows against the pines. Up ahead, the darkness of the woods is punctured by the yellow flicker of the lantern light. Through the salt-cracked windows of the old cannery, the professor is visible, anchored to a chair like a sinking ship. One of the guards strikes a spark, and the hiss of a welding torch cuts through the night air. The blue flame dances, hungry for more than just metal.
There's our forge. And if we don't move fast, the professor's gonna be the first thing they temper. Okay, here's the plan, Rusty. Rusty? Oh boy, here we go again. Come on, Frida. Rusty has her own agenda.
You can't stop a moving train, and you can't stop Rusty Bullet from doing the right thing either. Rusty moves fast through the woods. She pulls her long-edged dagger from its sheath and lunges it towards one of the guards. The muffled body drops. Justin jumps the other guard, disarms him, and clobbers him with a large tree branch, and the guard drops with blood pouring out of his head from the impact. A third guard runs out with his rifle. He cocks the gun and has Rusty dead to rights in his sight. Then Frida pulls the trigger on her gun. Frida fires once. The guard falls. Justin rushes to the professor and begins to untie his ropes.
You are not with him?
No, we're here to rescue you.
That blade.
The professor stares at it, almost fearful as he asks,
Where did you get that?
From a man who said the project died.
The professor steps closer, touches the edge lightly.
It did not die. It was just relocated.
By Hans?
Hans does not understand metallurgy. He understands ambition. The alloy was preserved after the war by your government.
Preserved?
Confiscated research, experimental weapons materials, advanced composites, stored under federal authority, restricted projects.
Why?
Because they believed someone would try again, try to take over world domination.
And someone is! That Nazi bastard! He wants to control the world like his predecessor tried to.
If Hans has it, then someone inside gave it to him. Which means you have spies working on the inside.
In the distance, a black sedan approaches, stops, and Captain Sundance steps out.
You found him.
Yeah, we also found something else.
Justin holds up an alloy plate, and Sundance doesn't look surprised, just tired.
You knew?
After the war, certain materials were secured.
You kept it.
We studied it.
Studied?
If another regime rose, we needed to know how to stop it.
And now?
Now someone has accessed it.
You didn't just preserve a weapon. You're trying to preserve the future.
Hitler wanted applause. Hans wanted permanence. And somewhere between preservation and protection, a door had been left unlocked.
We're not chasing trucks anymore. We're chasing the leak. This war just got a whole lot wider.
Sundance steps away with his radio in hand. Boots crunch gravel softly.
Transport team, confirm ETA.
The woods feel too quiet. No birds, no coyotes, just wind. Then, automatic gunfire tears through the trees. Branches splinter, bark explodes, lantern shatters. Not wild shooting, disciplined bursts, measured, triangular. They weren't firing blind, they were herding. Chaos erupts as Justin dives behind an overturned crate. Rusty drags the scientist low into a shallow trench where the truck's tire spun out. Frida drops behind the welding table,
metal shielding her torso.
These boys aren't shooting directly at us. They're picking their spots like they're carving a turkey.
They aren't trying to break the glass. They're feeling for the cracks. A muzzle flashes strobes between tree trunks. Short, controlled. The shooters were spread wide. Left flank, right flank, and elevation. They weren't trying to kill everyone. They were trying to isolate something. During the chaos, Rusty slips into the darkness beyond the lantern's radius. She steps silently in the pine needles. She becomes absent once again. The leaves rustle as one operative advances too far. An arm reaches around a large trunk tree, grabbing the operative, and a dagger enters cloth and bone as the body collapses into leaves. The only sound heard was just air leaving his lungs. Back at the forge, Justin leans forward and fires twice. One shot hits a tree, one hits metal. That sound is wrong. The ricochet wasn't a random sound. It rang. Clean. Just like the metal in Rusty's knives. Through the trees, headlights cut white tunnels in the night. Black sedan. No siren, no markings, just authority.
Look, Justin, that car. That's not the city, county, state, or even the feds.
During the commotion, Sundance is outflanked, and one operative tackles him from behind. They crash through underbrush. Sundance fights efficiently, with short strikes. No wasted motion. He flips the attacker, slams him down. Sundance clear! Justin fires and nails the operative in his leg. The operative collapses, but still reaches toward the alloy crate.
Asset compromised. Abort containment. Abort.
Just then, a canister hits the ground, and smoke hisses outward. The smoke is the perfect cover for the operative to hobble away. But as the fog clears, you can see between the trees the black sedan reversing out, and the other operators disengaging with discipline as they jump into another old black Packard and speed away. No panic, no rage. This was planned. As the smoke thins and the forest pretends nothing happened, Justin steps towards the crate where he had placed the alloy sample and opens it. And it's empty.
They weren't after the professor.
Rusty steps forward. Her face was lit by moonlight, still hard and cold.
Not the professor, not even us. That had only one target. They came for the metal.
Sundance stares down the road where the sedan disappeared. His jaw tightens. He recognizes the license plate code. It's Federal. Restricted Fleet. Hey, Marshal, you look perplexed. You know that vehicle.
That's not normal field operations. That's executive transport.
What? Who signs the executive transport orders?
There's deafening silence, and the answer hurts before Marshal Sundance can say it.
My boss, Assistant Director Charles Alder.
As the shock set in, Justin stared at the empty crate. Rusty kneels, fingers brushing dirt where the alloy had been. Sundance stands still. Too still.
They knew exactly what to take.
No one answers. Justin looks at Sundance, not accusing, just wondering. You said the feds preserved the alloy.
Yes.
And tonight, feds retrieved it. Okay, that lands. Rusty stands slowly. Her voice isn't angry. It's surgical.
This wasn't an ambush. It was inventory control.
The war hadn't come back. It had been here the whole time. Filed, cataloged, classified, and now activated. Sundance looks down the dark road where the sedan vanished. For the first time in a long time, doubt.
If Alder signed that transport, then he knew we'd be here.
Then we're not chasing Hans anymore. We're chasing whoever's keeping score.
The smoke had cleared, And what was left were shattered lanterns, bullet casings, and operative bodies.
That siren's not for us yet.
It will be. Justin kneels beside a fallen operative, checking for an insignia or any ID. But there's nothing obvious.
They'll have a cleanup team.
Yes, and we won't want to be here when they arrive.
Rusty helps the professor to his feet. He is very shaken but quite aware.
They will not stop.
Neither will we. Rusty helps the professor to Justin's car, and she then walks over to her bike.
We don't bring him back to the precinct.
Agreed. If federal transport's already involved,
Then where?
Not a safe house. They'll sweep known ones.
Only one place left. Marty's place.
Everyone nods. Neutral territory and low profile. Justin looks at Sundance.
Right then, Marshal, you go straight to Alder, face to face. See how he reacts.
and if he already knows,
Then we'll see it in his eyes.
Rusty steps forward after leaning and listening from her bike.
Well, I'm not sitting in a room waiting for answers.
She mounts the Harley as she revs the engine.
I know someone who tracked Otto Adler's research after the war. If Alder's father preserved anything, I'll find it.
Fine, that's your lane.
And us?
We get the professor secured. Then we start tracing alloy access logs. Someone signed it out. Paper leaves fingerprints.
Sundance hesitates as he looks at Justin. There's trust there, but also doubt.
if this is heading where I suspect, I might be outmatched.
Then don't be outmatched. Just outsmart him.
Rusty throttles up. The Harley bellows and bolts. Justin and Frida scramble, shoving the car into gear and peeling away with the professor into the night. Sundance remains a moment longer, looks back at the clearing, smoke drifting through the moonlight. He stands there just thinking. They'd stopped the transfer, but they hadn't stopped the system. Sometimes the danger isn't the man in the woods, it's the man behind the desk. Sundance gets in his car, starts his engine, and begins to leave. 3 directions, 3 missions. Rusty rode into the past. Justin drove toward protection, and Sundance headed straight for his superior. If there was a leak, it was about to hear footsteps. Rusty didn't drive toward answers. She hunted them. Steel frame beneath her, cold air was biting her cheeks. The road unspooled in ribbons of white and shadow. The war had taken her family. The Reich had taken her childhood. And now the metal she trusted was back. There are 2 kinds of riders, the ones escaping and the ones returning. Rusty was returning. As Rusty approached the old industrial district, she stopped, looked around, and spotted what she was looking for. She cuts the engine as she cautiously approaches a man standing under a street lamp. He was older, scarred hands, worn face from a man who had seen more than his fair share of life's miseries. This was Marek, a former resistance courier, and with his European accent, he spoke. And when he spoke, you listened.
So now you arrive loudly.
So no one mistakes me. It's been a while, Marek. I see you still love this street lamp.
Yes, well, some habits are hard to break. Besides, nighttime is the best time to see what others may not. Besides, this is a perfect spot for an old man like me. But I am sure you are not here for a social call, my dear.
Rusty steps forward and pulls out one of her daggers.
Put that away. Someone may see it. Come with me.
Merrick heads to an old entry door on an abandoned building. They walk deep inside to what appears to be an outdated laboratory.
All right, it's safe here. What is this all about?
Rusty places the dagger on a metal table as it makes a distinct tone. Marek doesn't touch it immediately. He just stares, then goes pale.
Why are you showing me this?
Tonight, I found the metal my daggers are made of. Manufactured alloy. Large-scale operations by Nazi operatives.
No, is it possible? During the war, Otto Adler supervised final alloy refinement. Not for armor, for command bunkers. Walls you could not breach, doors that would not yield.
They said the project was destroyed.
The factory was, not the research.
Who preserved it?
When the Americans entered, they did not burn everything. They catalogued, crated, shipped. They called it intelligence acquisition. We called it inheritance.
Marek walks to the old filing cabinet and pulls a thin folder. Inside, a war photo. It's Otto Adler standing beside the metallurgy team. A young boy behind him, 10 years old, just watching.
That boy.
It is Karl Adler, Otto's son. He survived.
Survived? So, where is he now?
Of course, he changed his name. That's what surviving regimes do. They start over.
So he could be anywhere and anybody. Just lovely.
With his expertise and knowledge, it wouldn't be unusual if he landed a government job. These insane people need to be able to control themselves from the inside.
If he's inside Federal Command, he has access to everything they preserved.
And motive. His father was killed by American artillery on June 6th. He saw it.
This isn't blind ideology. This is inherited vengeance.
Rusty takes back her blade and slides it back into its sheath.
Hans thinks he's the heir. He isn't. The heir is already inside the house.
Some sons inherit wealth. Some inherit rage. And when rage is raised in silence, it learns patience. Rusty turns and heads back to the Harley. As she gets on, she looks back at Marek.
Hey, Marek. You know, just because you're a Pole doesn't mean you need to stand by one.
At least I know my place. And you, Bullet, get out of here.
Rusty rode off in a loud puff of smoke. A narrow storefront sits under a dim street lamp as Justin's car pulls up. The store's window is stacked with used books, newspapers, and old magazines. A crooked painted sign reads, "Pants, Books and Papers, Rares, Reprints, and Research." Inside, one desk lamp glows. When most detectives retire, they leave the chase behind. Marty Pants didn't. He just traded alleyways for aisles. And now, just old books, old papers, and a lifetime of questions that never stopped asking. As the door opened, Justin and his entourage followed. The shop smelt like dust, ink, and pipe tobacco. Stacks of newspapers lean against filing cabinets. Behind a wooden desk sits Marty Pants, reading glasses halfway down his nose. He looks up.
If you're here to sell encyclopedias, I already know everything.
Marty sees Justin, then Frida, then the shaken scientist.
Company. And judging by the faces, not the cheerful kind.
Marty studies as the professor takes a seat in an old wooden chair.
You look like you had a worse night than my third divorce.
I do not know if that is good.
It isn't, but it builds character.
Justin removes a folded piece of paper from his coat, grease-stained, torn from a crate. He sets it on the desk in front of Marty.
Marty, the feds visited us and scooped up the sample metal that was being forged by some Nazi sympathizers. But they missed this. It wasn't much, just a shipping tag, stamped numbers, inventory codes, and a federal supply seal someone forgot to scratch off. Marty lifts the tag under the desk lamp and adjusts his glasses.
Wait, what? Oh, Nazis! Holy Hitler! Let me take a closer look. Well, look at that. Federal Inventory Classification.
Meaning what?
Marty begins to nervously tap the tag with his pencil.
Meaning they didn't steal that metal. They just wanted what was theirs back.
Interesting, very interesting. However, the production of the alloy required controlled facilities, government oversight. Without that, manufacturing would be impossible.
Marty heads over to some old boxes of files sitting in a corner. A large box full of old logistics ledgers and surplus records Marty has gathered over the years. He flips pages. 30 years as a detective, Marty has learned one thing. Criminals lie. Paper doesn't. Marty stops abruptly. He finds something.
Well now, Justin, you might want to see this.
Justin and Frida step closer. Marty points to an old government logistics form.
Federal Inventory Transfer Request. Experimental metallurgy samples. Authorized release.
Who signed it? Marty squints as he taps the bottom of the form.
Charles Alder.
What? That's Marshall's boss.
Marty leans back in his chair.
You know what always worried me about government paperwork?
What's that?
Nobody ever double-checks the villains.
All right, Marty. Need a favor. Need to keep the professor safe and away from these Nazis.
Action? Wow! Haven't seen any in a long time. I'll need to get my partner's help.
What partners?
Smith and Wesson.
The ambush in the woods had taken bullets and men. But in Marty Pance's little bookstore, a single signature had just changed the war. Because sometimes the most dangerous weapon in the world is a pen. In the heart of the city, some of the tallest buildings are large federal buildings that rise from the quiet street. Yet this one building, with most of the windows dark, still had one light on the very top floor. It seems that power doesn't always sleep. Sometimes it just stays late. Special Agent Marshall Sundance had spent his career trusting the system. Tonight, oh yes, tonight he was about to ask if the system had ever trusted him. As Special Agent and temporary police captain, Marshall Sundance walked down the polished marble floors of the quiet hallways of the federal building. The kind of quiet where every sound feels like it's being recorded. He presses the elevator button and the door opens. Sundance takes the elevator to the top floor. The elevator doors open, and straight ahead are large, heavy wooden doors. A large brass nameplate reads, Charles Alder, Federal Security Director. He pauses, then knocks. Sundance walks into a large but orderly office with maps on the wall and filing cabinets. A single desk lamp illuminates the man analyzing paperwork behind the desk. There sits Charles Alder, calm, composed, working away. As he looks up, he doesn't look surprised.
Marshall, you're out late.
Alder continues signing documents, not rushing, not concerned.
There was an incident tonight.
Yes, I read the preliminary report.
You read it already?
Information travels quickly when it's important.
He sets down his pen, looks up calmly.
Charles Alder didn't look like a villain. No scar, no sneer, just neat hair, steady eyes, and the patience of a man who had already thought about tomorrow.
The ambush team used federal transport, black sedan, restricted fleet.
Alder sits back in his high-backed executive chair and folds his hands.
Yes, we recovered a classified asset.
Recovered? They stole it from an active investigation.
Marshal, sometimes investigations intersect. When that happens, jurisdiction becomes complicated.
Marshall pulls the copy of Marty's document and drops it on the desk.
This was signed 5 years ago. Authorization to release experimental metallurgy samples.
Alder glances at it briefly.
Yes, it was. So what's your point?
You preserved Reich research.
Really, Sundance. We preserved knowledge. That's what governments do.
Some men defend themselves, Charles Alder explained, like a professor correcting a student.
That knowledge is now in the hands of Hans Gebroken.
For the first time, Alder leans back, thinking...
Hans is ambitious, but ambition often burns itself out.
People died tonight.
Alder looks directly at him, eyes calm.
People always die when history moves forward.
You knew we were going to that location.
Marshal, I placed you at that precinct because I trust your instincts. But instincts apparently can be unpredictable.
So you kept me close?
Yes, so I could keep you informed.
The office was warm. The desk was polished. The paperwork was neat. And somewhere between the lamp and the shadows, Marshal Sundance realized something. He wasn't confronting the leak. He was standing in front of it.
Marshal, go home. Get some rest. Tomorrow will be complicated.
Rusty Bullet had survived too many ambushes to believe in coincidence. When a car keeps the same distance for the same 3 turns, it isn't traffic, it's company. Rusty turns onto the narrow street where Pass, Book and Paper sits between 2 dark storefronts. The sedan turns too. Rusty slows the Harley. She pulls to the curb as the bookstore's hanging lamp buzzes faintly above the door. The sedan stops halfway down the block. Rusty didn't look back. If someone wants a conversation, they'll walk into it. The car door opens as 2 men step out. Their footsteps echo faintly on the sidewalk. Measured, professional, not street punks. They approach.
You boys get lost?
Rusty Bullet.
Rusty slowly removes her helmet, turns calmly.
That depends. You fans or critics?
Observers.
You followed me 3 miles to observe? That's dedication.
A second man standing behind the other thug steps forward.
You've been asking questions about Otto Adler.
Maybe.
Those questions should stop.
You tracked down Rusty Bullet just to give advice? That's flattering.
The second man starts to speak again.
Rose.
That's enough.
Careful. You almost said something interesting.
The first man lunges, and Rusty moves instantly. The second man pulls a pistol. Rusty kicks his wrist, and the gun clatters onto the pavement as she pulls out her dagger, and the man freezes. The bookstore door opens. Marty steps out with his revolver in hand.
You know, most people just knock. But if you're planning to rob the place, the books are terrible.
The thugs exchange a look. They back away, quickly. As they get back into their car and roar away, Rusty watches the taillights disappear. Then looks at Marty.
Friends of yours?
No, but they almost knew my name.
I thought everyone knew your name. Rusty Bullet, right?
Yeah, right. For now.
Rusty picks up the fallen pistol and examines it briefly. Government issue. She drops it back to the pavement. Someone had sent professionals. Someone who knew Rusty Bullet. Someone who almost knew Rosalind Boulay. And somewhere in a quiet federal office, Charles Alder was already watching the board. Marty's shop wasn't big. 2 aisles of books, 3 filing cabinets, 1 desk lamp that had seen better decades. But tonight, it held enough secrets to start another war. Rusty walked back into the bookshop as Marty followed. Frida had been babysitting the professor, and Justin had just put down the telephone. Marty locks the shop door behind him. Marty notices Rusty's breathing. And the pistol she drops onto the desk.
Are you collecting souvenirs now?
2 men outside brought that. They were waiting for me.
Hans?
No. Too clean. Too organized. They knew my name. Almost knew more than I wanted.
Like your real name.
Yeah, something like that.
That's not street information. That's file cabinet information.
Justin picks up the shipping tag again. The one that led them to Alder.
We found the paperwork trail. The alloy samples weren't stolen. They were signed out.
What? By who?
Look, here's the signed requisition order from Charles Alder.
Well then, since we're sharing, I have something for you.
Rusty pulls an old photograph from her coat, places it under the lamp. Black and white photograph, Berlin. A group of engineers standing beside a furnace. One of them wore an SS officer's uniform, Otto Adler. And behind him, a young boy watching everything. Justin studies the photo. That boy...
Carl Adler, Otto's son.
Are you saying that...
Let me guess. Carl grows up, changes his name, and becomes Charles Alder.
That's the ticket.
Otto Adler supervised the final alloy experiments. He believed the metal would build bunkers no army could penetrate. The Reich intended to survive underground if Berlin fell.
So our service boys captured the research after the war and preserved it.
And the son of the guy who invented it ended up in charge of the files.
So you mean a son of a madman has infiltrated some high government position and no one knew? Interesting. What a country.
Alder didn't just leak the alloy, he inherited it.
His father built the metal. Now the son has decided to meddle in the affairs of rebuilding the Reich.
The professor looks down at Rusty's dagger, then back at the photograph.
History is repeating, but this time it knows how the last war ended.
The metal was real. The signature was real. And the son of an SS officer now held the keys to both, which meant the next move was already being planned. The photograph of Otto Adler still sits under the desk lamp, and no one speaks for a moment as the room is heavy with realization. Sometimes the truth doesn't arrive with gunfire. Sometimes it arrives with a photograph, a name, a signature, and the quiet understanding that the enemy already knows where you are.
If Alder has access to the alloy files, he also has access to intelligence records.
Which means he knows exactly who we are.
Terrific. I'll make sure to wear my brightest tie so they don't miss when the shooting starts.
Everyone down!
Geez, I was kidding about the tie.
Everyone dives for cover as Justin pulls Frida to the floor. Rusty dives behind the desk. The scientist scrambles behind a bookshelf. A book explodes into paper fragments. The quiet bookstore vanished in an instant. Glass, paper, splintered wood. A sniper somewhere across the street had just turned Marty's retirement into a battlefield. Marty drops behind the counter and grabs his sawed-off shotgun. He's ready.
Marty, you know that shotgun is illegal in this and most states.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be sure to tell the sniper that his constitutional rights are being violated by my choice of self-defense. I'm sure he'll stop shooting, and we can all go get a malted.
Rusty crawls toward the shattered window and carefully peeks out.
Second floor, across the street. Warehouse roofline.
Justin crawls over and moves beside her. How many?
One shooter, maybe a spotter too.
The bullet smashes the desk lamp, and the room plunges into dim light.
Hey, that lamp was a wedding gift. I mean, I hated the wife, but I really liked the lamp.
Rusty pulls a small mirror from her jacket and angles it toward the broken window.
Now, where the hell are you? Found him. Gotcha.
Justin grabs one of Marty's antique Tommy guns.
Oh my lord, Marty, does this relic even work?
Go ahead and make someone's day.
Justin stands, suddenly unleashing a barrage of bullets towards the roofline. Justin Case didn't know if he hit the shooter, but he knew one thing. A professional sniper doesn't stay in one place after the target shoots back. Outside, a car engine is firing up, and Rusty hears it.
They're leaving.
Marty slowly stands up and looks at his shattered window. Broken glass everywhere.
You know, I was going to wash that window today anyway. This just saves me the Windex and the effort.
I've got a hunch that Alder just made his move.
Then it's our turn, now.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Why not drop me off at the Heidelberg Cafe, since this safe house is now, how you say, compromised. I can have a large glass of Doppelbock and a warm plate of Sauerbraten with Kartoffelklöße while we wait for the heat to die down.
Oh, sure. And while you're tucked into your dumplings, I'll just stand out front with a sign that says, Free Target, Inquire Within. I'm a bookstore owner, pal, not a travel agent for the Third Reich's culinary tour.
The conspiracy had stopped hiding. The hunters were now the hunted. And somewhere across the city, Charles Alder was already planning the next shot. A sniper never waits around for applause. By the time the second shot echoed off Marty's bookstore, the shooter was already leaving. Rusty Bullet didn't believe in letting men like that disappear. Rusty rushed out the front door, with Justin following.
Not this time, Rusty. You can count me in, all the way.
Fine. Hop on and hold tight.
Rusty's Harley roars to life as Justin jumps onto the back seat. Up ahead, a dark sedan accelerates away from the block.
That's him!
Rusty opens the throttle, and the Harley engine revs fast as it speeds along. The Harley wasn't built for comfort, it was built for speed, and Rusty rode it like the road owed her money. The sedan runs a red light. Rusty cuts across traffic. Justin grips the seat as his knuckles turn white.
You planning on slowing down?
Let me think on that. Nope. Hold on.
The sedan darts into a narrow alley between warehouses as Rusty follows instantly. Alleys are dangerous places to chase a car. Too tight, too dark, too many ways to die. Rusty leaned lower over the handlebars and closed the distance. The sedan's passenger window opens.
Incoming!
The alley curves sharply. Rusty suddenly swerves left, then cuts through a gap between dumpsters with the Harley scraping close to metal. The sedan can't follow the same path. It swings wide, Rusty shoots ahead of it. The alley spills into a loading yard. Rusty yells,
"You ready for a good tuck and roll?"
Anytime.
Rusty skids the bike sideways as they both hit the ground. The sedan slams the brakes. Too late. Justin fires. The sedan's tire bursts. The car spins and crashes into stacked metal shipping containers, with the engine hissing and steam rising from the radiator. Rusty and Justin approach cautiously. The driver stumbles out of the car. He reaches for a gun. Rusty moves faster. Her blade strikes. The man collapses. Rusty checks the body as Justin searches his coat.
No wallet, no badge, no nothing.
Rusty turns the man's collar, finds a hidden inside pocket with a folded piece of paper. She looks briefly and then hands it to Justin.
What's that? Wait, that's it?
No code, no message. Just a single shape printed in black ink. A perfect square.
Let me see that paper again.
Rusty studies the paper. Something about it bothers her.
That's not random.
You recognize it?
No, but someone wants someone too.
The sniper was dead. The car was wrecked. And the only clue left behind was a shape with 4 equal sides. A square. Simple, perfect, and hiding something dangerous inside it. Rusty and Justin return to Marty's. As they enter, Marty looks up from sweeping broken glass as Frida stands beside the frightened scientist, Professor Helmut von Goyox.
Please tell me you have some good news.
Partly. Here, take a look at this piece of paper we found on the sniper. This is all he had. No identification, no wallet, nothing else.
Marty unfolds it as he adjusts his glasses. His broken desk lamp flickers as it casts a yellow glow across the page. It wasn't a message. It wasn't a code. Just a single shape printed in black ink. A perfect square. For a moment, Marty says nothing as he leans back.
What is that?
I've seen that before.
Where?
Marty pulls open a nearby filing drawer. He digs through a stack of old government surplus documents.
Back when I was still consulting for the feds, I ran across a classification mark used on restricted research files. Projects so secret they weren't supposed to exist.
He places an old document beside the paper. The same square symbol appears on the corner.
It's identical. Hey, Professor, does this look familiar to you?
Yes, I remember now.
Have you seen it before?
Yes, but oh my, that is not just a square. If you take a closer look, you will see 2 characters overlaid.
Let me see that again. What the? He's right. It looks like
L7.
Yes, it is. Right again.
It's not just a code, it's a location. When Hans Gabroken landed here in America, his first order of business was to locate an operating base so remote that no one would ever find it. I believe you may have found it.
Marty doesn't waste any time. He heads straight to his cabinets filled with antique files and artifacts from days gone by. He digs and pulls out an old map, military charts, and coastal surveys.
Those are old covert coordinates. Our boys busted that code near the end of the war.
Marty spreads out an old coastal grid map.
For what?
Research that was never meant to be found. Metals, weapons. These materials strong enough to survive nuclear fire.
And after the war, the Americans kept the files.
Yes, hidden, preserved, waiting.
L7 lands here, but there's nothing there.
No, there was something there.
What are we looking for?
An island, not marked on civilian maps, not recorded in standard charts.
Are you telling me the government erased an island? Heck, I can't even get them to reduce my income tax bill.
Not erased, hidden. An island that didn't exist. No name, no records, no reason to be there. Unless you already knew.
How you know so much about this hidden island?
Because I used to work there. Until I escaped. Well, at least I was helped to escape by your American agents. They promised me safety, but it seems that's not working out as planned.
Enough chit-chat. Whose work is this to keep that island hidden after all these years?
The only one who would benefit would be Adler, as he must be keeping the alloy processing there. Makes perfect sense.
It's all coming together. Rural site operational. It's not rural, it's hidden. And all that was to throw us off the real location.
Okay, Mr. Pants. You seem to be the expert here with more maps than the Auto Club. So how do we get there?
Marty pulls out another map. This time it is an old shipping route chart.
Back in the day, some merchant marines uncovered an undocumented island, but never reported it. That was their secret getaway. Some say they may have even been some sort of pirates. You don't fly to a place that doesn't exist. You don't drive to it either.
Marty points to the chart and says,
You go from here, that old freight dock. No paperwork, no questions. Just ask for the skipper.
As Justin went to grab his coat, Rusty had already vanished through the open window, down the fire escape, as she hopped on her bike and was gone. The square wasn't a symbol. It wasn't a warning. It was a destination. An island with no name, no map, and no reason to exist, except for what was waiting there. As Rusty and Justin each arrived at the dock, Justin was a little restless.
Do you always have to do that?
Do what?
You damn well know. Disappear. It's not easy keeping up with you and your magic acts.
Well, excuse me, Gumshoe, but the last time I looked, I was the one who was incognito, and not you.
You'd think by now you'd know who your friends are.
Friends. Overestimated and worthless. I've seen best friends turn on each other over simple things. So what makes you think I could trust anyone?
Okay, someone has trust issues. Right, fine. Just next time let me know when you're leaving. I could have saved money on the gas and just jumped on with you again.
Look, Case, over there. That small freight boat is running.
Docks like this don't show up on maps either. No schedules, no paperwork. Just men. And whatever they're willing to move for the right price. A small freight boat rocks gently at the dock as Rusty and Justin approach. A man steps out of the shadows. Mid-50s, weathered, cap pulled low, puffing on an old corncob pipe.
You're late.
You must be Skipper, and we're on time. You just started early.
Huh. Didn't expect company.
Didn't expect a welcome.
The skipper studies them, gives them the once-over, and then gestures to the boat.
Fuel's burning. Either you're getting on, or you're explaining why I shouldn't leave your sorry asses right here.
L7. The word hangs as the skipper steers the boat away from the dock and into open waters. The skipper doesn't react right away. Then, a slight shift as he answers.
Never heard of it.
That's funny, because our intel says you are the only person who knows its whereabouts.
The skipper exhales slowly as he looks out at the water.
Have you ever sailed somewhere that doesn't exist?
Tonight's a first.
Good, because places like that don't like visitors. And once we do this, you didn't see me, I didn't see you.
On the boat, there were no tickets, no names, just a quiet agreement between people who knew better than to ask questions.
Hold on. Water's rough past the break.
The dock fades behind them, and nothing ahead but darkness. They were chasing an island that didn't exist, on a boat that wouldn't be missed, toward a fire that should have gone out many years ago. Out past the edges of every chart, where the water turns black and the sky forgets its stars, something begins to take shape. Not a coastline, not a harbor, an island. Bare rock rising out of the ocean like it was never meant to be found. No lights, no signal towers, no reason for anyone to be there. Maps don't lie, but sometimes they don't tell the truth either. L7. The kind of place you don't sail to by accident. The kind of place that only exists if someone wants it to. The dock isn't welcoming. Steel, cold, built for function, not comfort. No guards in sight, but nothing about it feels unguarded. A transport truck rolls off slowly, the same type Justin and Rusty chased earlier. Crates marked with reinforced seals. A massive furnace dominates the center of the building with pipes and valves. It was old German engineering mixed with newer modifications. Workers move with precision, silent, disciplined. Hans Skarbroken walks through the facility, calm, confident, a man who believes the future already belongs to him. Hans didn't inherit power, he took it. Climbed through shadows, through war stories and unfinished business, and now he stood at the edge of something the world thought had burned away in 1945. A crate is opened. Inside, a small ingot of the alloy, dark, dense, and unnatural.
My father's generation failed because they believed power came from armies, from flags, from borders. They were wrong. Power comes from what cannot be broken.
Heat from the furnace builds as the alloy begins to glow faintly.
With this, no wall falls. No nation stands against us. The Fourth Reich will not rise from the ashes. It will be built to last.
Under the darkness, the boat turns off its motor as it gets close to the dock. The skipper guides it inward to the dock as they arrive quietly.
Okay, you're here. Now push me off, and when you are ready to go back, just use this flashlight to signal me. I'll be just off the coast of this place, out of sight.
Great. Let's go, Rusty. Rusty? Again! I thought we just discussed this.
I'm right here on the dock, Gumshoe. Let's move.
So stay extremely quiet from this point on.
Always.
They move toward a service entrance built into the rock. A steel door, unmarked, no signs, no guards in sight. But places like this don't rely on visibility. They rely on certainty. A guard rounds the corner, runs right into them. Rusty responds quickly, and the guard drops. Rusty catches his body and lowers it gently.
You missed your calling.
Nah, I found it.
Rusty tries the door. It's locked. Then Justin steps in and pulls out his gun.
Whoa! What are you doing? Are you gonna use that gun to shoot off that lock? Why don't you just call the Glenn Miller Band? They'd be just as loud.
Fine. And how do you intend to open that door?
Watch and learn, Gumshoe. Watch and learn.
Rusty reaches into her boot and pulls out a small vial of some clear substance and begins to pour it on the lock. The lock begins to smoke profusely.
Well, that's a neat trick. What is that?
They call it hydrochloric acid. It can eat through any metal pretty quickly.
The lock sizzles as it breaks and they slip inside. As they look around, they can see that the inside of L7 wasn't clean. It wasn't modern. It was layered. Old war machinery, patched into something new. As they carefully advance down the corridor, 2 guards appear at the far end. Hold on. Damn, too late, we've been spotted. The guards raise their weapons and begin shooting as Justin returns fire. Justin aims, and 1 guard drops as the other retreats.
Justin, the other one is running.
Let him. He'll lead us in.
The deeper they went, the louder the island became.
You hear that?
Hear it. Hell, I can feel it.
That wasn't machinery. That was heat. They reach another large steel door, and a light flickers from beneath it. Bright orange. It felt alive. Rusty pauses. Something catches her attention as she draws her dagger slightly.
This isn't right.
What isn't right?
Rusty looks at the blade as it starts reflecting the orange glow.
Something behind that door is making my dagger glow. It has to be that alloy. It's the same composition.
As your blades?
Yeah, but it's not supposed to exist.
Justin grips his gun. Rusty grabs her dagger tightly. Justin steps to the door.
Then let's shut it down. Ready?
Behind that door, steel was changing. History was being rewritten. And for the first time that night, Justin Case wasn't chasing the problem. He was about to walk straight into it. The heavy steel door bursts open as Justin and Rusty enter. Heat hits first. Not warmth. Pressure. The kind that pushes against your lungs and reminds you, this place wasn't built for comfort. It was built for survival. The furnace glows white hot. The alloy sits inside, radiating, alive. Hans stands before it, still, calm, like he's expecting them. A massive furnace dominates the center of the building with pipes and valves. It was old German engineering mixed with newer modifications. Workers move with precision, silent, disciplined.
I was wondering when you'd arrive.
Justin steps forward.
Hello, Hans. Or should I call you SS Field Marshal Gabroken?
That was a long time ago, even though it does feel like just yesterday I was watching your comrades fall on the front lines. Ah, yes. It was a beautiful thing.
You know, Kraut, I bet if I look up the word evil in the dictionary, I'll find your picture in the definitions. Besides, this is the end at the line for you.
No, this is the beginning.
Hans motions, and 2 guards rush from the side, and Rusty intercepts the first one instantly. Second guard lunges. Rusty spins. Rusty Bullet didn't fight like a soldier. She fought like a problem that solved itself.
Nice move, Rusty. Now listen, you power-drunk Kraut. You really think the script ends with you on top? I've seen better men than you end up as yesterday's news.
It already has. Mr. Case, it already has. Look inside that furnace. My father built something the world feared. Your people tried to destroy it, burned it, buried it, and still, it survived.
Not for long. If I have anything to do with it.
You don't understand. You still haven't figured it out, have you? This isn't about war. It's about permanence.
Nothing's permanent.
You know nothing. This is very much so permanent.
Hans reaches toward a control panel and clicks on a switch, which makes the furnace roar louder. The metal inside the furnace didn't melt. It changed, brightened, strengthened. Just then, as the furnace roars, Justin pulls his gun and fires at the control panel. Sparks of electricity fly.
You can't stop it.
Rusty looks at the alloy, then at her dagger. Same glow, same composition.
What the hell? The closer I get to the furnace, the brighter it gets. It reacts to itself.
Want to talk in a language I understand?
Overload it and it's all over.
Rusty pulls her dagger as she steps toward the furnace.
Hello, does that not mean...
It's the only way.
Hans lunges to stop her. Justin intercepts. They struggle. Rusty throws the dagger into the furnace chamber. The furnace screams. Two pieces of something that shouldn't exist, meeting in a place that was never meant to be found. Lights begin to flicker violently. Alarms begin going off. People running frantically.
No, 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 9!
He breaks from Justin, tries to reach the controls. Justin fires again. Hans is hit. He stumbles, falls near the furnace. Hans looks up at the glowing metal.
It was supposed to last a lifetime. Long live the...
The furnace continues to destabilize even further.
I think we have worn out our welcome, so it's time to go.
Already moving.
They run for the exit. Guards are firing at them continuously. Behind them, the furnace erupts.
We'd better take cover fast.
No, you need to run faster. If my guess is right, this whole place is going up faster than you can say, Hoskepfeffer Schnitzeller Grosser.
Don't exactly know the translation, but you had me after run faster.
The island that didn't exist burned. The metal that couldn't break did. And the future Hans tried to build never made it past the fire. At the dock, Justin is waving a flashlight as flames rise behind them. As the boat arrives to take them back.
Hey, Lucky, you can turn that flashlight off now. I could see that explosion a mile away.
As the boat left the docks, Hans Gebroken can be seen stumbling to the docks, carrying something large on his shoulder.
Excuse me. Is that a friend of yours with a bon voyage gift of fireworks?
What? Gebroken survived, and holy torpedo! That's a bazooka!
Don't worry, he'll never get a chance to. 3, 2, 1.
What the hell was that?
Oh, sorry. Didn't I mention my boat is equipped with a hidden bazooka just for times like this? Or for fishing season?
Skipper's bazooka made its mark. The man it just killed had more than his hands, Gebroken this time. And the island collapsed into smoke and sparks. Some wars don't end. They wait. But every now and then, someone shows up to finish them. By the time the smoke cleared, the island was gone. No coordinates, no record, no reason to believe it had ever been there. Justin was back at his office, sitting behind his desk with a scotch on the rocks as he flipped through a thin case file. Almost nothing inside. No bodies, no paperwork, just a case that officially never happened.
You look like you lost something.
We did. Proof.
Rusty stands by the window, watching the rain. Some losses don't show up in reports. They follow you home.
At least we stopped him, right?
Hans was just the end of it. Someone else is still writing the beginning.
They knew my name.
Brought coffee. Figured we could all use something normal.
Marty stops when he sees Rusty.
What kind of name? Like the TV show name game? Oh, I love TV game shows. Let's play!
Not Rusty Bullet. The other one.
The other one? What are you talking about?
A couple of those Nazi thugs knew me. Well, knew more than they should about me. That worries me.
Okay, so can you be a bit more vague so that no one knows what the hell you're talking about?
Rusty steps away from the window and faces them.
What I am about to tell you is highly confidential, and I pray I am trusting the right people.
Don't worry, Rusty. We are all your trusted friends and allies.
Fine, it stays with just the four of us. My real identity stays in this room.
You have my word.
Same.
I forget names anyway. Makes life easier.
Just then, a transformation takes place right in front of everyone.
Rusty pulls out a pair of glasses, and her voice mysteriously becomes foreign.
My name is Rosalind Boulay, records clerk, City Archives.
Oh, and nice accent. I didn't know Maurice Chevalier gave French accent lessons. Oh, by the way, that's your day job?
That's my access. Unsolved cases, missing reports, things that get buried when nobody's looking. I hear about them before anyone else does. Finish jobs nobody else wants.
So Rusty Bullet isn't just chasing trouble.
She's finishing what got ignored.
You know, now that you mention it, I can see the resemblance.
Yes, the eyeglasses must be doing all the work.
It's always the eyeglasses. Criminals never suspect the eyeglasses.
Alder has access to federal files. If he's digging, he's going to find more than almost anyone else.
Then I don't wait.
Just then, Rosalind quickly removes the glass and her voice.
For him to come to me.
No, we don't. Justin reaches into his coat, pulls out the burned L7 paper, and places it on the desk.
I thought that was gone.
So did I. The island was gone, but the mark remained. Rusty looks at the paper, then at Justin.
This doesn't end here.
No, it just continues. The case was closed, at least on paper. But names had surfaced, secrets had shifted, and somewhere in a quiet office, a man named Alder now knew exactly who he was dealing with. You have been listening to Justin Case P.I. in Bulletproof, Part 3. Written and created by Steve Tobis. Creative consultant Marshall Cohen. Produced by Kappa Java Productions for the Endless Listening Radio Network. Copyright March 2026. Follow us, justincasemystery.com.